Hi everyone. I wanted to make a video about something that you might be wondering about because you have heard different or conflicting information about vibrato, and that is what happens to the pitch. So for centuries, pedagogues and teachers said that we vibrate below the pitch up to the pitch. And that's what I even said in the very first videos I made on vibrato because that's what I learned. That's what my teacher told me. Well, digital technology woke everybody up, and we were able to see with our own eyes exactly what was happening to the pitch when we use vibrato, and that is that the hand moves both below and above the pitch. So I had my own personal revelation with this when I was using the software Intonia, and I was practicing intonation, and what I heard was that I was playing absolutely in tune. And so when I zoomed into the screen and I saw that waveform that was being created by vibrato, I could see that it was going above and below the pitch equally. And I thought, well, wait a minute, I thought vibrato was supposed to go from below the pitch to the pitch. Why does it sound in tune? So then I went and started doing all kinds of analysis. I took audio files from great performers and I put them in the software so I could see what was going on. Same thing, above and below. I invited some of my colleagues in whose playing is spectacular, who, in my opinion, play perfectly in tune, to analyze their intonation and their vibrato, and same thing. So since then, as I said, others have come to this realization. Now, so the question is, well, why? Why was it taught this way, and why do we believe for so many years that it was from below the pitch up to the pitch? And I think it's just because that's what it looks like. When you watch vibrato in action and you see what the knuckles are doing, you see this large movement that goes back, and then you see a movement when the hand comes forward or the arm comes forward. It looks like the finger is being restored to its normal shape, and then it opens and extends and it goes back again. So for all intents and purposes, it looks like we are moving from below the pitch and moving right back to the pitch. But what I think is happening in reality is that when we come back to the pitch, there is a little push above. We're not just coming back to this restored finger shape. We're also rocking a little above or moving a little above, but compounded by the fact that when our hands move forward or when we are rocking forward, we are adding more pressure to the string. You can raise your pitch just by pressing harder. So that is accounting for this little extra movement above the pitch. So I'm just going to play a note and then I'm going to press harder and see if you can hear how the pitch goes up a little bit. So all I did was add more pressure and the pitch went up. So if I have a motion that's coming toward my home pitch, let's call it the home pitch. This is a D. So I'm using vibrato. Okay, so my movement forward adds more pressure in the string. It rocks a little above, and it's sharp for just a second. And then it relaxes back. So it just makes way more logical sense, both in terms of technique, but also in terms of how our ears perceive pitch. It makes total sense to me, and when I had this revelation, it was just like, well, yes, of course. Our ears would hear the mean frequency between something that's lower and something that's higher. That our ears would start to sort of mesh all that together, and then we would perceive that middle point as the pitch. So it all made way more sense. So I hope this clarifies any information about this subject that you might have been looking for.